Hello, hello to all my wonderful Taurians. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with a very special reading on today. Hopefully you all are having a fantastic day on today, Taurus. But then again, I know you are because that's the intention you set. We're gonna talk about it because we're moving towards a full moon. Yes, that full moon energy in 5 days. Yes, Taurus. Woo, right now we are currently in a waxing gibbous moon, which is important because you're very close to achieving your goal, whatever your goal is. We're very, very close to it, right? So some of you all moving towards this full moon energy, a lot of things are being illuminated inside of you, right? So I want you all to know that you're on the right track. Now is really a good time to review whatever plans you set, because remember that new moon energy that we had before. Excuse me, and I was telling you all, it's time to plant your seeds, water your seeds, set your intentions, dream bigger, right? Those things, right? Dream a little bit bigger than you may have, in the past. Dream bigger. And just move towards those goals. But we're going to talk really about, and I kind of touched on it a little bit, about skin, and how the universe will send messages your way. Most High God and the universe will send messages your way. So let's get into your reading, okay? Most High God and the universe, please give me a special reading for my wonderful, amazing Taurians as it relates to every area of their lives, specifically in areas of power and intellect, money and wealth, creativity and emotions and spirituality, and where they need to take action. I'm talking to my very logical, generous, and trustworthy, determined, understanding, kind, organized, patient, stable, responsible, devoted, practical, reliable gods and goddesses whose symbol is the bull. That would be you, Taurus. Yes, whose ruling planet Venus. That's your ruling planet. I'm talking to you, to my gods, goddesses, and guides. Yes, Taurus. Look at all these cards that popped out of the deck. We're also going to be talking about the number 51 on today. So yes, let's talk about it. We have the 5 of Swords. Yes. Let me move these cards over a little bit. Make a little bit of room here. Make a little bit of room. We're a little bit of room here. Right? And we also have the Ace of Swords, right? So there's a breakthrough coming through for some of you all. We also have the King of Pentacles. You see that? You also have the Midas touch when it comes to your money. We also have the Page of Cups. So there's a part of you that doesn't necessarily believe that things are going to happen for you, right? You're just almost kind of sort of losing. It's like, I guess it's going to happen when pigs fly. But it also means that somebody has been in your energy space. Maybe they've been thinking a lot about you, right? And somebody that maybe you felt like was your soulmate, right? Or somebody that your heart was somehow connected to. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. It could be a romantic interest or whatever. But I can see, look at this, you feeling like you're on fire, right? You're just feeling like you're on fire. And I'm talking about in a good way. Right now, I'm also looking at the Knight of Swords where you're focusing on yourself. You have laser focus. Now, the 4 planets that's retrograde, we have Saturn that's retrograde. We have Pluto, we have Neptune, we have Jupiter that's retrograde. In a nutshell, that is really telling you, hey, dream bigger, focus on your dreams. And I'm talking about laser focus on your dreams and race towards those dreams. Yes, because things are happening. Wonderful things are happening for you. Like I said, I see a breakthrough for you, right? So I'm also seeing the 2 of Wands. Tons of prospects coming your way. I see a lot of traveling coming your way, Taurus. I see a lot of opportunity. So if you're working for someone, you work for an organization or whatever, I see opportunities for you to, for growth in your current job, right? Your current status. Yes. And I also see, if you're interested in a relationship, that's if you're interested in a romantic relationship. I also see prospects coming your way. So I want you all to stay in a posture of gratitude. But you listen, here's what's interesting, okay? You see these people touching each other, like they have their arms kind of like around each other's waist, but they're also looking up at the skies. Just this is in a posture of gratitude, like, wow. But let's just say, for instance, right, you don't have, really good friends, like your soul tribe. This is where you're going to wrap your arms around yourself. Like, really. You know why? Because there's super healing power of touch. Like really, really touching yourself. Skin is our body's largest organ. It contains millions of nerve receptor cells. And so the touch is the first sensation we experience. Like imagine you're first born. Somebody touched, somebody pulled you out of the womb, right? That's the first sensation you ever felt. And so then your parents or whoever held you first, maybe it was a nurse, maybe it was a doctor, maybe it was a doula, that held you first. And so touch is a primal form of communication. It's a formidable and a fundamental ingredient in humanity, right? And so touching is for you, very, very powerful. Matter of fact, that is how the universe gets messages through to you. And I've mentioned this before in previous readings where, during regular grounding for an earth sign, that's you, Virgo, Capricorn, is extremely important because that's how your messages come through. Like, so you may have the hair stand up on the back of your neck. You may feel like your skin may itch a lot. And we're not talking about medical conditions, right? Because, of course, it's a medical conditions to, really itchy skin, but we're talking about signs that are coming through to you. You may walk into somebody's house and just feel hot all of a sudden or cold all of a sudden, and you're not experiencing menopause, especially you're a man, you're not experiencing menopause. But if a woman, you're not even menopausal, you're feeling these things because that is how the universe gets messages through to you, right? And so moving towards full moon for you, this is really encouraging you to really listen to your intuition and body, like really listen to your body because that's where your wisdom is coming from, right? And so you're going to feel like this clarity of all the cobwebs being like exposed. That's what the full moon is. You know how like if you've ever been outside, you've seen like during a full moon, you may even, depending on where you live, you may see animals come up to the side of the road like they're looking at the full moon because every living organism is affected by the full moon, right? Yes. And so touch is so important because like I said before, it's the body's largest organ, right? And that's what you experience coming into this realm. Somebody physically touched you to bring you through to this realm, right? So that's important for you and like really listening to your intuition because it's never failed you at all. But again, because you're very logical thinking people, very grounded, like if it doesn't make sense to you, then if it doesn't make logical sense, it just doesn't make sense, right? But in the past, that has caused you to not even realize how much access to money you have because you're like, okay, I'm waiting for it to make sense to me. Like it just doesn't make sense, so I'm not going to move on it. So this is where you're going to sail away from all chaos, confusion, and things that just don't serve your highest purpose. You're not even waiting around to see, for instance, like you're not holding a grudge towards anybody. You're like, you know what, I'm going to move on from it because I don't need to see what's going to happen, right? I just don't need to see it. Matter of fact, you're learning how to balance out your energy. You're not thinking about it too much. You're not talking about it so much. You're just more or less like, you know what, I'm just let the universe handle it. And guess what that does for you, Taurus? It actually makes you so much more attractive to people. Not that you're not that you're trying to attract people per se, but it frees up energy, right? So that the universe can release new things to you. And so it just makes you so much more like to somebody looks like the knight in shining armor. It could be a man, somebody could identify as a man or woman, but you seem more of a nurturer, to people versus, and this is because you're focused on yourself. Not only that, look at all this inner peace that you have. This is inner peace for you. Yes. Yeah, inner peace. See, as before, you may have been in a relationship with somebody that you moved on from. And I'm not just talking about just physically. I'm talking about energetically, spiritually, emotionally. You may have moved on from this person, Taurus, but now you've turned all of that energy inward, right? And so now it's like, okay, whereas I may have been looking for their touch, there could have been a friend. It could be, like I said, it's a soulmate. Somebody could be a soulmate. A soulmate could be a family member. It could be a best friend. It could be a romantic interest. But now where I was looking for their touch, right, to make me feel some kind of way. Maybe their touch was comforting. Maybe their touch just kind of sort of let me know without saying any words whatsoever that everything is going to be okay. Maybe their touch felt like home to me, right? Because remember, your earth signs, right? But it was a very complicated, it was a very challenging relationship where now that you're not in it, you don't look like what you've been through, right? You really, really don't. It could have been a job. It could have been a romantic relationship. It could have been a friendship. It could have been something where it was just complicated. It was just like, you know how you just like, I don't really know, like put your, you know, if you were trying to explain it to somebody, Taurus, it's not like it's one thing in particular that made it complicated. It was just like a culmination of things that just made it complicated. But you said, you know what, I know I don't look like what I've been through, because in this relationship, you learned a lot of things about yourself, like mental dexterity. You know, I'm able to do multiple things successfully at once, even in the midst of all this difficulty. But you look like you've been through the fire with this energy, right? And so now that you came out unscathed. And you're not looking back. You're not looking back at all. Whether, like I said, it could have been a job, it could have been a person, and the person could have been romantic, it could have been professional, and it also could have been platonic. It could have been family members, right? That you were just like, this is really a challenging relationship, but I'm gonna tighten my focus. I'm gonna focus on me. Like seriously, I'm gonna focus on me. I'm gonna all that, you know, harmonious, feeling I thought that I needed to have, like I needed to be in harmony with this person. I feel like I need to be focusing on more harmony with myself. That's what this is. Yeah, so there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of power, there's a lot of creativity, there's a lot of intellect here. Yeah, in your reading, right? So let's talk about the number 51 for just a second, because 51 is extremely important. 51 means that you have strong intelligence and that it's enhanced by your deep perception and gifts of discernment, right? So you all are really, really looking towards focusing more so on your spiritual gifts, and allowing your body to speak to you when you need signs versus everything else, right? Also, like you're really a person who's really listening to their body, because every element has something that kind of sort of triggers something in them. But for you as an earth sign, you need to be grounded, right? That's stability for you. Stability is with your money and also with your family or your soul tribe, the family you created, or your blood relatives. Who are on your same frequency. I need to add that too, because that's important. 51 also means that you are filled with helpful ideas and you have an active mind teeming with new ideas. It just also means that you have this warrior energy. You know that you're on a mission, right? You're on a mission to accomplish some things. But just to continue adding further encouragement, Taurus, like I said, you are very close to achieving your goals. Whatever goals that you set for yourself, you're very, very close to achieving those goals. So again, this is when I say having a breakthrough, your breakthrough is coming in a very interesting way. Like, for instance, when people hold on to grudges, like, I just got to get this person back. I want to see them hurt just as much as they hurt me. You're actually really only blocking the release of the things that the universe has been trying to release to you. But when you have this laser focus on doing the things that you're purposed to do, right? You open up a vault, because it can be very discouraging when you are focused on, you know, this person hurt me and I want to see them hurt just as much as they hurt me or whatever. But when you'll be literally sitting in front of a vault filled with money, not even realizing how much money you have access to. That goes to part of your security, right? But also when you focus that, you take away their power of having hurt you when you're focused, when you literally just like snuff the air from out of them when it comes to their power, because you've taken that power away by just simply sailing away. Like, it feels too good to be in this place of calm and serenity and peace. I'm not giving them any more energy, none whatsoever. And then boom, all of a sudden the universe opens up a vault filled with money for you, new opportunities, new people, opportunities to travel, the whole 9 yards. Yes. But again, it was something about how they touched you, like their energy touched you, something about them having to do with touch. whether it was a physical touch or an emotional or mental or spiritual touch. Somehow they touched you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and it just kind of sort of made you feel like home, and it made you feel grounded. But then again, it was like having an internal struggle. Like something about them really touches me, and this person could have had air in their chart, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, but it's something about them that that touches me. But being in a relationship with them is so challenging for me, right? It's just so their way of thinking is different. The way that they respond to things are different. It's just like they're being led by their emotions. Really, it's like they were really being led by their heart, right? Versus applying logic to things. And so again, it was just, like I said, it was a challenging relationship. Doesn't mean that they were bad, doesn't mean that you were bad, but it was just two good people. Again, it could be a family, it could be a family member, it could be a romantic relationship, or it could have been a work relationship with people there that you just felt touched by this person in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So again, you want to just start focusing on your gratitude list. And speaking of the number 55, even though we're talking about the number 51 today, we're 5 days away from the full moon, right? And so this is where you're just recognizing, yes, but it is what it is. I'm going to switch my focus. I'm going to channel my energy to something that serves my highest purpose, living my absolute best life. I'm just going to let karma deal with that situation or that person, and I'm just going to move on. I'm just going to move on to bigger and better things, right? Focusing on my own inner health and my own inner peace. That's what I have for you, Taurians. Have a great one. Bye. But then again, I know you will, because that's the intention you set, right? Yes, of course.